Hello, everyone. My name is Kate Kalinova, and on behalf of the Australian Chamber of Commerce, it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's virtual workshop, LinkedIn for Business. Now, following on from a previous workshop that we hosted in September, today's session aims to share some insights on ways that you can leverage LinkedIn for business, whether you're a startup founder or working at an SME or large multinational. To shed light into this topic, we'll be joined by a seasoned LinkedIn expert and founder of Being Digital, Luciane Borges. Luciane has over 6 years of experience in facilitating workshops, presentations, and keynotes on this topic, and is also currently serving as a board member at the expat Professional and Business Women's Network in Korea. Now, Luciane's presentation will be followed by a moderated Q&A session. So I encourage everyone to make the most of this opportunity by asking questions using the Zoom Q&A tab below. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome Luciane on screen to start the workshop. Luciane?
Hello, good afternoon for everybody. Thank you again for the invitation, Kate. It's always a pleasure to share a little bit of my knowledge to such a nice and great community you are creating worldwide. So it's a pleasure. So let's talk about LinkedIn for Business. I'm going to give you a brief introduction on how I came up to this point as being a LinkedIn expert. So once upon a time, I was a PR and communication manager in large multinationals in Brazil, my hometown. And then all of a sudden, I was faced with the challenge of moving to Korea, moving to abroad. That's why I'm living in Korea. And back then, I was like, okay, I knew I would like to work with social media, but I didn't know exactly which social media would fit more my experience, and could be contributor much more. And then I picked among all the social medias available back then, I picked LinkedIn because I thought LinkedIn, it's due to my large experience in corporate and business and multinationals, it would be more my marketing and my métier. So I became a LinkedIn expert. And since there, I've been helping professionals, business owners, executives, people in the beginning of their careers to leverage either the opportunities on LinkedIn, even to career or to business or personal branding, whatever is the purpose. I've been helping people to know, to understand how to take the most of all LinkedIn's features. And I've been helping personal profile optimization, and I've done a lot of speeches and workshops and social selling training. I also have online course for now only in Portuguese. I'm provided an English version, but this is how I came up working with LinkedIn. So I have my blog, YouTube channel, a strong social media presence. And even though this is quite interesting, because even though I'm living like almost 20,000 kilometers from Brazil, I was able to build a successful business on social media and pretty much using LinkedIn. So that's what I have to share with you today. So talking about LinkedIn, we are talking about the world's largest social media network in social media and professional network of worldwide with almost 800 million members in over 200 countries. So Korea it counts on the Asia Pacific group. So we might have around like 3 million users in Korea. And this is a nice point of the key statistics on LinkedIn. And we have over 57 million business accounts or LinkedIn page on LinkedIn. So because at the beginning, LinkedIn was much known and was much used as a job searching platform, but it has changed over the last year, especially after 2016 when Microsoft bought LinkedIn. So in terms of users by region, North America has the most number of, almost the most. I mean, Asia has the most numbers of users, but in terms of like the first one in numbers of use is the US, and then followed by India, China, and Brazil is the fourth one. And these are the numbers that we have worldwide. And also comparing LinkedIn with other social media, because we have lots of social medias, but the only one or the most used one focused on business, on career development is LinkedIn. So the other ones are considered social media, but of course, LinkedIn is not going to surpass Facebook or all the groups of Facebook and Instagram or even TikTok. But when we are talking about business environment, when we're talking about career environment, especially for B2B, we are talking about LinkedIn. And there is something I always share with my clients, because it's time consuming and it requires a little bit of effort to get results on LinkedIn, as in any other platform we use. But you don't necessarily, or your business doesn't necessarily has to be on LinkedIn, but it's nice to see, and it's nice to understand that your competitor might be there. So let's run and lead the presence of your brand, of your business, of your offer, of your product in this very powerful social media for business. So as I previously mentioned, at the beginning, even when I set up my account in 2007, it's quite a long time ago, I used to have my account, and I used to have a copy and paste of my resume. So my LinkedIn profile was pretty much my online resume. And I use the platform only for job searching, or to check the market. How is the market, the job market working, or what's going on, what's going on in the market. But then I start to understand that LinkedIn, it's not only a job search, or actually it's not a job searching platform. It's not a talent solution platform. It's not a marketing solution platform. And it's not even a sales solutions platform, because the company, you can access all this kind of service for job searching, talent solutions, or marketing, or sales solutions. But it's before all this kind of features, LinkedIn is a social and media focused on engagement. And one of the statement of used worldwide from the company itself is relationship matters. So it is whatever you are searching for, a job or a lead, or develop your career, or develop your brand, or whatever you are searching for, or talent acquisition or partnership promotion, it's throughout engagement that you are going to get results on LinkedIn. So have in mind that, keep that in mind when you are using, especially when we are talking about connections, which is always a question for everybody. How should I connect to everybody, or how can I increase my network? So always thinking about engagement, and as a path to get to your target on LinkedIn. But before talking about LinkedIn itself and how you can promote your brand, your product, your talent, or any offer that you have to market, before you start using, especially a LinkedIn page to promote any of these offers. LinkedIn, it's a tool as any other tool that we have in the market. So it's really important before you jump on LinkedIn or you jump to posting or connecting or come up with actions to increase the number of followers of your LinkedIn page. Having a marketing plan, it's very important, because at the end, LinkedIn is just a tool that it's made and has a lot of features to increase the chance of having a successful market plan implemented. So get your market plan, either if you work for a large multinational, or if you're a business owner, you are dealing with a startup market environment and ecosystem. So base your activities on your link page and all your plans based on your marketing plan. This is very important. And I have had this situation with a lot of clients, because they looking for me. So, oh, can you help me out, or would you help me out set up my LinkedIn page? And I want to share this. I want to show this product. I want to work on brand awareness. Okay, let's do it. What's your market plan? What's your target? What's your target audience? All those questions that you have to have answered in a marketing or a communication plan would be very helpful on your LinkedIn plan. So just I got a notification that my network is unstable. It's everything okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay. Just show up like your connection is unstable. All right, let's talk about LinkedIn for Business. So how can I can generate business or generate opportunities on LinkedIn? You have to follow you can follow 2 paths, and you can follow each one of them, or you can use both, just one of them. So having a compelling profile and a well-positioned personal brand is very important. Even though, I don't want to promote my personal brand, I don't want to promote, I don't want to use my personal profile. If you are setting up a LinkedIn page, you need to have a personal profile. A LinkedIn page, it's connected. You cannot create a LinkedIn page, just create. I'm setting up a LinkedIn page on LinkedIn. It has to be connected to your personal profile. So, and let's get this situation. So you show up, or some kind of client or lead got in contact with your brand name, your product, or your idea, and it goes searching for your brand name, and it shows LinkedIn URL are really well positioned in any search machine that we have worldwide. So they will come up to your LinkedIn page, and all of a sudden they will search for the people that are working on that specific company or a specific brand, or working for that brand. So, and they will end up in your personal profile. So having a compelling personal profile that supports all the offer that your brand brings to the market, it's really important. We are not going to get through personal profile, or today it was subject of our previous workshop, but we are going to focus much more on LinkedIn page today. But remember, before jumping, if you are new on LinkedIn, and before jumping to LinkedIn page itself and LinkedIn page management, make sure that your profile is pretty much optimized. Even though, okay, I am the marketer, I have my profile well positioned and optimized, and with keywords, and reinforce the message, my brand's message. But if your sales team, if you have a large corporation, if your sales team don't have the members of your sales representative, they don't have a compelling profile, then your plan, your strategy might be hurted because of that, because eventually the lead will going to link in a personal profile to check, who am I dealing with, who I'm talking with, because especially nowadays, people are buying for people, not exactly for brands. And that's how we make business, especially in the B2B segment. So especially for B2B, the dealings and the business are related, especially with this relationship that we have people to people. So optimizing your profile is very important. And I told you we are not going through this part, but just remember, you have to have a compelling profile with keywords and focus on your market, on your offer. Your profile is not a copy and paste of your resume. You have to have a strong and strategic connection or networking. And this is also, it's going to help you with your LinkedIn page. Because, like, for example, if you are a LinkedIn page owner and you are managing a LinkedIn page and you have a small business, let's say, or a startup, there's the feature of inviting connections to your LinkedIn page is not available. So you will have to go through your personal profile to invite people, to invite leads to your LinkedIn page. So having a very strong network, it's important. And of course, creating engagement and promoting engagement. And these two pillars that I used to call, and they are part of my methodology, which I call LinkedIn 3.0. They are also important when you are managing your LinkedIn page. It's very important. It's not only setting up your LinkedIn page and start posting content. No, and it goes beyond that. You have to have this strong network, and you have to promote ways to create ways and use the features to promote engagement with your key audience or your target audience. So let's talk now about LinkedIn page itself. So even though you have or you already have your LinkedIn page set up, or you are creating one, so complete the page get 30% more weekly reviews than other LinkedIn pages. So in order to even though you already have your LinkedIn page set up, check it out if you feel if it's completely. If your the about section of your LinkedIn page has, first of all, keywords, because LinkedIn as a information or as a technology, and in its technology architecture, it's a searching machine. And as much keywords you have in your personal profile or your LinkedIn page, it's much easier it's going to be to your prospects or your target audience to find your LinkedIn page. It's not only about the name of your brand or the name of a product, it's also about keywords. So thinking about your target audience and what kind of words they would type to searching for a company that offers, or a business that offers the same as you. So ask your questions about vision, mission, and values. What's the positioning of your brands? What products or service you are offering to the market? It's very, very crucial, because what I see, like, for example, usually brands or companies, they have a section of about us on their websites and so on. And usually what happens, people, they just, or the marketer or marketing manager or the LinkedIn page manager, copy and paste the about section from the website or even from a presentation and corporate presentation and paste on LinkedIn. It might not be the best option. So when you are generating or you are creating the about section of the LinkedIn page you are managing, think about your target audience, not about yourself or your brand or your product, about your audience. What would my audience type and search for in order to find someone or a company that is offering the same as I am offering? So this is really important. And other point that it's also important, and I don't see that many people using this feature, it's about hashtags. You can connect your LinkedIn page with hashtags. For now, it's only 3 hashtags, but that's why it's important. So pick the hashtag wisely. What kind of goals I have, what kind of niche I'm dealing, I want to get in, what kind of value I want to add to my brand, and use this as a hashtag to connect to your LinkedIn page. And also, it's possible to claim a custom URL, because when you create the LinkedIn page, the system is going to create a URL with a bunch of numbers and letters, so you can claim your customer URL. That helps a lot in the search machines like Google or any other search machine. So it helps a lot. And so, okay, once you set up your link, you have your LinkedIn page set up. So start with followers, getting followers and building relationships. LinkedIn says that when you have over 150 followers on your LinkedIn page, you start growing your opportunities. But I would say, by my experience, that it's a small, very, very small numbers. We are talking about like 800 million people worldwide, members worldwide. So it's very difficult. Okay, what would be the ideal number? As much as you can have, it's better for you. And it's hard to get. That's the point. It's very hard and time and effort consuming to get followers on your LinkedIn page, because when you can come up with a very nice and structured marketing campaign about your brand, product, or offer to the market. You can post that on LinkedIn. We are going to talk about posting and further. But if you don't have followers, nobody's going to see what you're posting. So that's why it's really, really crucial to pay attention on the actions you have to start creating, increase the numbers of followers on your LinkedIn page. This is very important. One of the actions, it's pretty simple, but it's very helpful. It's adding a LinkedIn button, inviting people to follow your LinkedIn page on your website, on other social medias, in your email signature, your business cards and newsletters and blogs, whatever platform online that you have to get in touch to engage with your audience. You can also invite them to follow your LinkedIn page. This is an organic way of increasing the numbers of followers. Another very helpful and very successful way to start the numbers of followers is invite personal connection to follow the page. As I previously mentioned, you have, let's say, you have a bunch of connection or network in your personal profile. And because you are LinkedIn page administrator, you can go there and click on invite connections. And then you are going to invite your first degree connections to follow the LinkedIn page. So it's a very useful and helpful feature, but once again, it has to be wisely used. Sometimes even I receive invitation to follow lawyers company LinkedIn page, or even industrial in LinkedIn page. So why would I be interested in follow an industrial or water or technical or any kind of business that is not related to my target, to my business? That's why it's important in your market plan having very clear who is my target audience, who do I want to following my LinkedIn page and getting in touch with my contact and engage with my content. So use these features. It's very helpful. And also, if you are a LinkedIn page administrator, you get access to the page analytics, and you have lots of numbers. You can analyze, you can check which kind of posts are getting more engagement, at what time, how is the demographic of your followers, what kind of area, what kind of position they have. You can analyze those data on your LinkedIn page, and this is also very helpful because, as any other social media, you also have to deal with the ABC test. So you might want to have a kind of test to check which kind of campaign, which kind of content, which kind of language would promote more engagement with my audience. And it might be different. Especially, it might be different from other social medias that your brand might be using too. So LinkedIn page analytics are very helpful too. So when we are talking about posting, content, it's also part of managing your LinkedIn page in a successful way. LinkedIn says that you would have, when you post more than one content or two content per day, it would be the most appropriate. It's very hard to do this. It's very difficult to keep it up. But if you can post at least one post daily, then you get much more results. Because when we are using LinkedIn either for personal career or for generate business, we are talking with two. I always say we are talking to two groups. One of the group is a network that we have. We are talking to our network, but we are also talking to the algorithms. And when you post consistently, the algorithm will better rank your profile or even though your LinkedIn page. That's why it's important to post on daily basis if it's possible. If you are not up for my LinkedIn page or for a couple of clients, it's possible to use additional or some apps, some schedule post apps. Then it's also very helpful if you don't have time to open your LinkedIn page every day and post every day. You can use this kind of tools. But if you are able to get into your LinkedIn page on daily basis, check what's going on, how your audience is working, it's respond to your content, then you might also have more chance to redirect your strategy. So it's also important. And post content to spark conversation with your audience, it's very crucial. LinkedIn, as I mentioned, it's not a marketing platform. I've seen lots of business, large corporations and even small business, they have pretty much beautiful and structured and consistent marketing campaign, but that's all they have on their LinkedIn page. They are not talking. And with all the information that we have online nowadays, and with all kinds of interesting videos and funny posts that we have on different social media, it's hard to get the attention of your audience, because somehow you are sharing your audience with other social medias, with other content. So ask yourself, why would someone follow my LinkedIn page if I'm talking only about myself, about my product, about my offer to the market? What kind of content I'm posting I'm using on my LinkedIn page to generate conversations and engagement with my audience? And you can use pools. It's a very nice features that you can even either use for your personal profile or LinkedIn page. It works very well. You can share a study, you can share video. There are lots of different content that you should have in your plan to start generating generate engagement with your audience. This is really important. Otherwise, it's just it's just you talking about, I mean, you as the brand talking about yourself, and it's not a social, it's not a relationship, it's not an exchange of knowledge, experience, and desires and offers as well. So that's why it's really important. So you also can post rich visual rich documents and SharePoint, PowerPoints, and PDFs. When you share PDF, this is a very interesting information, because of course it depends on your content. The algorithm will rank and that post. So any kind of post that has a call to action that would take the users from LinkedIn environment to another environment. Let's say you posted a link of your website. You can do that. Of course you can, and you have to, you should do that, but not only this, because somehow when the user clicks on that button on that post, that call to action will take him to another environment, and that is not quite well positioned or well ranked by the algorithm. So what should I do? Should I ever post an external link? No, you can't post, but try to do a mix. Okay, for like once a week, I'm gonna post a call to action to my blog or site or landing page or whatever. But then I can also post, I can do a poll, or I can share a PDF. It's well ranked by the algorithm, because once the user is checking the PDF, is reading the PDF, his eyes is there on the page on LinkedIn. They are not going anywhere else. So it's well ranked. And also you can include images and videos. Videos are well analyzed and seen in any social media as well as LinkedIn. I read something recent that LinkedIn is trying to come up with new features to be as close as possible to TikTok. Let's see what they are coming up with, as close as possible to TikTok. But video, it's definitely important. And once again, when you post a video from your YouTube channel, let's say, or from the website, you are taking the user out of LinkedIn. It's one kind of post, it's one kind of ranking by the algorithm. But you can also get the same video, the same content, upload right on the LinkedIn page. That one is gonna have much more viewers, because it's gonna be shown much more, because the algorithm consider much better that way. So posting is the only way, way I have to generating engagement with my target audience. No, you can and you should and you have to comment too. You can comment on other posts, on other users' posts. Let's say that your company has as a target business transformation or digital transformation professionals, because your company is offering some kind of app or some kind of solution to integrate a business transformation, a digital transformation into a company, into an environment. So your target might be head of technology, head of marketing, head of business, digital market transformation, digital transformation. You have your set of target audience. You can, as a LinkedIn page, you can you can mention those people on your post, on your comment. You can follow this users, because you can follow what your audience, your target audience, it's posting on LinkedIn, and then you have content to create, to talk to these people, to promote engagement. So comment in other social brands or personal profile content, it's very useful and it brings a lot of results. Sharing content, you can also share content, if a content of a target audience of a client, it's helpful, it's a content of interest of your audience, you can share on your LinkedIn page and mention them. Then you can also, when you mention someone either on LinkedIn page or personal page, you are taking that content to that person network, and that's why you can spread the numbers of view, and you can spread the engagement on that specific content. So don't stick only to, even though I have a very well designed market plan, I have a very well designed communication campaign. I know who is my target. I'm posting content. I am increasing the numbers of followers in different ways. But also remember and keep in mind that it's important to create this kind of relationship with the audience that you are interested to keep a conversation. It might be a client or just a target audience or a lead. It depends on, regardless the stage of this relationship, it's important to keep talking with this audience. So, as I previously mentioned, LinkedIn has this statement. I take this out of here. That relationship matters. This is the official statement of LinkedIn. So they have service and tools, to marketing tools, marketing solutions, sales solutions, to build a relationship and to build a relationship between your brand with your audience. But any kind of professional nowadays is searching for, is seeking out ideas or insights, and from people and brand that they trust. So you can only trust with someone that you are talking to, that you know. That's why it's really important to create this connection. It's more than just an invitation, just a follower. It's created this deep connection with your audience. So marketers use LinkedIn to target, advertise, and publish professional to reach and connect with them. So always keep in mind this, that you are there, even though you are there to sell a product or to create lead generation or to partnership promotion or to promote an innovation or product innovation or product launching or service launching or audience engagement, regardless your target, your objective of on using your LinkedIn page and on using your managing your LinkedIn page, it's important to build relationship. And it's not only done by published content, it's also done by the previous step with followers and the continuous actions of generating conversation and engagement with this audience. So I think I had, yes, I follow the time. I was here studying the time. We are open for questions. Feel free to do any questions. I already had I took note of 2 questions that were previously sent, and I'm going to address these 2 topics. But first of all, I'd like to to hear from you if you have any kind of specific questions.
Thank you, Luciane. Very insightful and inspiring presentation as always. A lot of homework to upgrade the AustCham company LinkedIn page. So we'll be taking your feedback on board. But yeah, so we've had quite a few audience questions live, but I guess we can start out with some of the ones we had pre-submitted. So the first one was in regards to finding a right balance between the content creation and then audience engagement. So I'm guessing that's the frequency of posting and the quality of engagement. So do you have any insights to share on that, or maybe some personal tips?
Sure. Yes, of course. The balance, well, if you can balance, as I mentioned, if you are able to post on daily basis, that would be the ideal scenario. And posting on daily basis doesn't necessarily mean that you have to create a social media a communication campaign to post every day. No, on daily basis. You can create a mix. You can come up with a video or with a PDF, or one day is a video, another day is a PDF, and the other day I'm talking about important trends on the market that we are dealing with. Or you can share, of course, you can talk about your content and your product. LinkedIn talks about this 3-2-1 model. Doesn't necessarily have to be like where you have to follow, but use a mix of content to share on daily basis. This is the ideal. And because you never know, you don't know when your audience is going to open the profile, is when they are going to engage with your profile, when your content, with your message. So I would say that if you are able to post on daily basis, and posting on daily basis doesn't necessarily mean that you have to access the LinkedIn page, the page itself, because you can schedule those postings. You can schedule for the months ahead. But if you are also able to check the engagement on your profile 3 or 4 times per week, that would be a nice balance. So posting is definitely once a day is the ideal. Luciane, it's really impossible. I'm a business owner. I have to deal with all the errands of a business. I cannot post. I cannot even create content to post on daily basis, because we are pretty much talking about like 25 or 30 content per month. Okay, but at least 3 times per day would be a good plan for posting. But getting access and check it out, what is going on with my LinkedIn page on daily basis, if you can do this, and you can do also with using the app, the LinkedIn app. It's easier to check what people are talking about your content, how people are reacting to the content you posted. So I would say post once a day and checking at least 3 times per week too.
Okay, that sounds good. And that actually brings us to another related question that we had in the live Q&A chat. So in regards to scheduling posts, so as far as I'm aware, you can't schedule posts through your LinkedIn page backend, but you have to rely on external platforms like Hootsuite and so on. Is that the case? And if so, do you have any recommendations that you can maybe share with our viewers today about the platforms that they can use, maybe free ones or paid ones, and for the scheduling?
Yes, I'm talking about an external platform, and it's very useful because I can't as much as I talk, I can. Sometimes I can't access my profile, even my personal profile. I can schedule posts, so you can use external platform to post your content. I use a platform called MLabs. It's from Brazil. but they have an English version too. And I'm sure there are lots of scheduling platforms. And because we are talking about posting on daily basis and for period of time, I would say that the free trial, it's good to understand how the platform works, but then we would have to pay. They don't cost a lot. It's way cheaper than any kind of self-service promotion on LinkedIn. You can also buy. You can't schedule posts on LinkedIn. You can, but you can. You have a talent solution and market solution and sales solutions for selling, and it's a self-service. So you go there and pick what you have, and it's way more expensive. So it's a way to deal with this very important part of your LinkedIn page management.
Okay, great. And then one more, we have a content theme question from Rod again. How do you follow up on polls? So do you share the result of a poll? Do you comment? Do you have any strategies for kind of following up on the result of the poll after it's concluded?
It's a very nice question. Yes, I would. I always do this, and I share with because it's a relationship. So I ask my audience to participate in a pool that I created in some kind of subject that I want to learn from my audience. So as I got the information, as I got the result, giving back the result, because even though anyone can check the pool and can see the results, but what is your view? What's the view of your brand? What is the analysis that you made based on the results of that pool? It's another kind of content that you can come up. So it's pretty nice in terms of engagement. Share not only the results, I would say, but share your view. What's the analysis that has been done based on that result? That's very rich.
Great. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing more polls being shared on LinkedIn in the coming days after this inspiring session.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and just one point about poll, Kate, that I think it's really important to mention. Because it's a new feature, or because once again, it keeps the user or the members staring at the screen or using LinkedIn. Polls, they have a very large number of engagement of followers or people participating. It's incredible. It's way different from any kind of post and polls. So use polls on daily basis. Use widely and with great questions, but I would add at least 2 times per month because you also have to come up with a great idea. It's not possible to previously schedule the pool. You have to open the profile or the LinkedIn page itself and start doing writing down the pool. But it's the results are very good. It's very helpful.
And once again, it's diverse content, which is what we want. So
yes, exactly. And in case people don't know how to grade, I'm going to get into my profile, but it's the same principle on LinkedIn page. So you have here, create a pool. And you just fill out the boxes to come up with your pool. My profile is in Portuguese.
So we actually created a poll in our LinkedIn event, the event page for today's webinar. So all the audience members can vote that they tuned in live, or whoever is planning to watch the recording can choose that option as well. So you can go test it out. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's very nice.
Well, yeah, but before we wrap up, okay.
And another way to engage with people or to create a reason to invite people to connect your LinkedIn, to follow your LinkedIn page, it's exactly what you made here. You create an event. So once you create an event, regardless of the theme, regardless the audience, you can you can searching for, you can come here and share. Okay, let me do this first because I was having a client, so I was using Portuguese version. So I will come up with the English version. So we can, it's easier to. All right. So I'm going again there and talk. This is a you create an event. And with this link, you can invite you invite your target audience to, I mean, you are going to invite them to the workshop or to the event, and all of a sudden, or usually they are going to follow your page, or they are going to keep it in contact with your brand. So it's also a very nice feature. It's all inside LinkedIn environment, and so it's very nice to promote engagement and increase the numbers of followers. Congrats on, you're doing very well, Kate.
Step by step. But since you have changed your profile to English, we actually have the perfect segue. So someone was asking about how to change the custom URL. So maybe you can just give a little bit of instruction of how to add that custom URL either to a company page, or maybe you can show with the personal profile if you don't have.
Oh yeah, that's a very nice question. So in order to custom the URL of a LinkedIn page, you have to request that on LinkedIn. So you go to setting privacy, and then you go to LinkedIn page and follow all the steps to claim your custom URL. But in your personal profile, it's also pretty like simple. So you just come here and you click on view profile. Mine, it's customized like Luciane Borges Coach LinkedIn. So, and how did I get this? I just came here to edit public profile and URL. And right here on the right side, on top of the right side, you can click on this and come up with your custom URL. This is on personal profile. And on LinkedIn page, you have to follow the instructions, but you have to ask for. Not you are not able to create yourself a LinkedIn page URL.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Luciane. And that actually wraps up all the questions that we had today, which is perfect since it's 1:31. So great time to wrap up. Did you have any final parting words of wisdom or tips that you want to share with our attendees before we finish up?
Well, I also like to emphasize that LinkedIn is only a tool. We might, in 2 or 3 years, we might even have another platform or a new company would buy LinkedIn, and LinkedIn would be a different way, because LinkedIn is just a tool as well as any other social media platform. It's Instagram, Kakao, or Pinterest or Twitter, and whatever you are choosing to use is only a platform. So when you base your actions on your business plan, on your communication plans, on your market plans, I'm sure you get much more results and in a faster way. So I've seen lots of business owners and even marketeers or social media managers that want to get result of LinkedIn, but they don't have yet a compelling communication and market plan set up. So this is really important. And because the features might change and they might add new features, but once you have the concept, once you understand that you you are there. Your presence there will bring results. Once you have a compelling profile or LinkedIn page, when you have a strong and strategic connections or followers, and when you are creating content to generate conversation with those followers, then the results will come faster and in much better results.
And of course, after the tuning into these kinds of workshops and learning from an expert like yourself, everyone is well equipped to now go and practice for themselves. So thank you very much for joining us again.
I hope I was able to cover all the topics. And I guess Kate, she should share my LinkedIn contact and profile. Just send me a note, and it would be a pleasure to give further information or further details. And hopefully next year we can do a in-person workshop.
Yes, we're all waiting for that. Fingers crossed.
I'm going to see here in Korea next year, so hopefully we can make it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you again, Luciane, and thank you to all our participants for today as well.
For the questions.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.